What's up, everybody? What's up? If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, if you're going to listen to it on podcast, because yes, I'm actually going to download the audio to the podcast. It is Sanchez 405 here on the Warpath, y'all. It's Warpath Wednesdays, we like to call it. And we got another special guest. But before we even get started, make sure you like the stream up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Share it out if you can. Retweet it out there in Twitter, because we got some fun, exciting. We got a fun, exciting hour for you here on the Warpath, and got a special guest. Been teasing it all week. The man who knows no way to stop. He's always 100%, and he rolls with the tide in the figures as well, too. My man, Josh Taylor from the Burgundy Network Pod. Let's bring him on here. Brother Josh, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Corey? How you doing, man?
I can't complain, man. I appreciate you taking time out of being the businessman and show business to be on here, grace us with your presence. I appreciate you. And before we even get started, y'all, we are raffling off tickets thanks to Door Gunner, who comes on here a lot, is one of our loyal subscribers that on the Warpath, and $10 ticket raffle tickets to get in a drawing for tickets to this Saturday's game at FedEx Field against the Ravens. Goes to benefit the Hog Farmers Charity and what they're doing to help kids out with pediatric cancer. Not only kids, to help out their family as well. We've had Chris on here before. Hopefully we can have these guys on here again in the future as well. But we appreciate you all stopping by and chit-chatting with us. But Josh, enough of me bloviating, man. Introduce yourself to the folks who may not know who you are. And if they don't, there's something wrong with them, nothing wrong with you. So introduce yourself, my brother.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me on, Corey. I'm Josh Taylor, host of the Burgundy Network podcast, and also host CFB Unfiltered for the Belief Podcast Network. Also talking about college football, which is single-digit days away, which is nuts to think about. So, I mean, football season is in full swing, so I'm just glad that I can be on here to talk football with my guy, Corey. I'm looking forward to it. We got a lot of good stuff to cook up.
Yeah, we do. We got a lot of good things to cook up, and the college football season starts out, I think, early. You got some Big Ten football coming up here. Is it Nebraska and Illinois? Something nobody will probably watch, but
I'm just waiting on Alabama, Miami, baby. Yes,
so should I take the set? Should not, because I don't get the scratch, but should people take Alabama and lay the points with them?
It was at like 13. I think it's all up to 19 now, which is nuts. That's a lot of points. But, man, that defense is so good. And I don't know how Derek King's going to look on that little bum leg he's got now. So it's not going to be an easy task for him at all. But I always roll with the Tide. So regardless, it could be 50, and I'd say yes.
Well, Josh, you should always believe in bum leg quarterbacks, because look what happened last year with our team. Yeah. We should believe in bum leg quarterbacks, because that's what happened there with Washington. And, you know, we sit here and we're talking about it, and my God, it just seems like we look at this game going into it, somebody with Baltimore that has an established quarterback, Lamar Jackson, they're looking to win 20 games in a row in the preseason and everything. But it's really not about your opponent in this situation. It's about self-scouting throughout the preseason, man. So I'll just dive into it right now. What did you take away, before we go to Baltimore, what did you take away from Saturday night's game against Cincinnati?
I liked what I seen. And to be honest, it wasn't like the most exciting game by any means.
No.
But obviously Jared Patterson being Jared Patterson, how he is, you know, coming on, talked to Zach Selby in our podcast, just how much he's balled out. And then same with Torrey McTyer going against T. Higgins. That is not an easy task for any corner. One of the top young wide receivers in the league. His hands are going to be full. You know, you got Joe Burrow on the rocks. I think he's going to put up big numbers this year. For them to roll out Torrey McTyer as one of the starters on the corner spot with WJ3 and Fuller out Saturday night, that was huge. It just speaks of how much they really, you know, how highly they think of him. So I'm seeing a lot of our backups, a lot of our depth pieces, and I'm really liking what I've seen. Because, God, Corey, I know you can agree with me. We haven't had depth in this team forever. It's like one offensive lineman goes down and then end up with Josh Johnson and Mark Sanchez as our quarterback and signing random dudes off the street to protect them with the offensive line. Same with wide receivers. I mean, I can't tell you how many wide receivers we signed at the end of last season, like Tony Brown, Robert Foster. And now we have an actual squad that we're cutting good talent like Steven Sims, who I'm sure we'll talk about tonight too. So I like what I'm seeing. And there's more things I want to see in Baltimore. So there's still some work to be done. I'm not ready for week 1 yet.
Yeah, no, I'm not either. I mean, I'll even throw it back to like Stephon Hire and some of these guys we had in 2017 where, you know, Kirk Cousins was just basically playing with a guy that he had met on Saturday that was blocking for. They did beat Seattle in that situation, but either which way, man, shout out to Anna. She's up in the building. What's up, babe? How you doing? T-Ho. Tommy, what's up? Patrick West. Gooseman Chris says, "Now long live the Eric King." What's up, Joe? Tom said, "What's up, my brother? Do you think we're going to break the streak of the Ravens preseason? I don't know, but you know what? Hey, it's all good if we don't. I don't want anybody to get hurt. That's the most important thing." Casper, what's up? And don't forget to like the video as well. So we do have Josh Taylor here from Burgundy Network podcast there, and he's got his college football podcast as well, so check him out. Had some good interviews so far. Had Sean Springs. You had Sean Springs on this week, or you're going to have him on
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, Sean Springs is going to be on there. 8:30. I'm gonna be there. Because I ain't going to high school football, so I'm gonna be there. So I'm going to ask Sean Springs why he blocked me on Twitter, because I just like, I was like, why you blocked me on Twitter? I didn't do anything to you.
He's not even active on Twitter, so you must have really did something.
I know. I must have said something about his boy Dwayne Haskins or something. I don't know.
Lord.
But also had a good interview with Jason Campbell as well. Because you guys get along great. Bama fan, Auburn quarterback. Just
I'm ready to throw some money down on the Iron Bowl this year. I told him. Bama by 50 every year.
Oh man. But we get in this quarterback situation, and it seems like every year we have to generate a quarterback controversy, and it's come to fruition again this year. And I'll jump off with this too. How long of a leash does Ryan Fitzpatrick have?
A very long leash.
Long leash.
They know exactly what they signed up for with Fitzpatrick. It's oh no, he threw 2 interceptions. Like, maybe it's time to see, what Heineke or what Kyle Allen could do. No, they know exactly what they've got in Fitzpatrick, and they signed up for that because all the good you get, there's going to be some bad that comes with it. Like, don't be surprised. And I pray this fan base has patience. And one thing to remember with I'm asking a lot coming from the name change fan base, but one thing I want people to remember is this, and Fitzpatrick said himself, this is the best situation he's ever been in. And I'm not even talking about the offense. Like, offense, he's had some good weapons. He had some good wide receivers out with the Jets and the Bucks. But on this defense, he's not asked, like, hey, Fitzpatrick, we need you to go out and score because we're going to allow 35 points this game. He's like, look, I can play the way I want to play, and if something happens, I have a damn good defense who's going to get that ball back or at least get a stop and give me the ball back to make up that opportunity. So he doesn't feel like, oh, man, I have to go win this game. It's not on him to win this game. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say he's a game manager like Alex Smith by any means. He's going to throw that rock, but he has more of a cushion or more room for mistakes. If he throws a pick, fine. Chase Young about to get a strip sack anyways. Like, I feel like he can go out there with that kind of mindset. I'm not saying he's going to be reckless, but he's going to extend the field and throw it deep because Alex Smith was terrified of turning the ball over. And he was good at not. But it's because he didn't throw the ball, 20-plus yards down the field. So I like the situation Fitzpatrick's in. I think his ability and how he plays fits our team really well because we do have these guys who can go deep with De'Ami Brown, Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin. And then you have this run game with Antonio Gibson. J.D. McKissick can line up in the slot too. He can, run some routes, second catches by all running backs last year. So I like Fitzpatrick. The leash is long. If he makes mistakes, so be it. It has to be like detrimental for him to get pulled.
Let me ask you this then. So detrimental, say, and I don't think it's going to happen. You're leaving Buffalo 0-3 on the season. Does that give you a reason for concern if it's like and Fitz is still the starting quarterback come week 4 at Atlanta?
If we are 0-3, I don't think it would be Fitzpatrick's fault. Like against Buffalo, that's a really good defense, but their offense it's Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. Like,
right.
Good luck. To me, is if we lose the game to the Chargers, it's because of our defense. Like Herbert just goes off and throws it to Keenan Allen and Michael Williams all day long. If we lose to the Giants, it's going to be a low-scoring game, and somehow Saquon Barkley, if he plays, has like 400 rush yards. Like, I don't see there being a situation where it's like, man, Fitzpatrick just played so bad. Like the Chargers, I mentioned, I think they'll have a sneaky good team. Obviously, Joey Bosa on defense. Asante Samuel Jr. looks just like his dad already in the preseason, and then Derwin James coming back, probably one of my favorite DBs outside of Washington. So. Like, we're playing good defenses, but I don't think it's going to be like, man, Fitzpatrick, you were so bad. Like, we're 0-3 because of you. I think it would be mostly because the defense didn't do what they're supposed to be doing.
Okay. All right.
Especially against those, I mean, like I said, Herbert.
Yeah.
Mike
Herbert,
Williams,
who's not playing in the preseason at all.
He's going to be a little rusty.
Yeah, he's going to be rusty. So,
we're playing good offenses.
Yeah, good offenses. Quick offenses, if I'd say that, because even what Danny Downs doesn't do well, he's still quick and evasive. So they're still quick offense. I'll give him that much credit. But I think the pitchforks and the tiki torches will be out for Fitzpatrick if this team is 0-3, no matter if we're getting gashed for $150 per game on the ground, which that was the problem we saw last year, was that this team was terrible at defending against the run. And the linebackers, and if you have a good tight end, you're going to have it seems like this team, that was the recipe for struggles for Burgundy and Gold on defense. So I will ask you this then. If we just say, hey, Fitzpatrick, wrong, and something happens, who comes in relief for Ryan Fitzpatrick? I know your answer, because I thought, and I believe you, and I like it. And after listening to what Doc Walker said on Maul's podcast, I'm more inclined to agree with you. Who does Josh Taylor put in at quarterback for the Burgundy and Gold if something happens to Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Now, barring he's healthy, which I think he's coming back, I think he'll be fine. But it's Kyle Allen. It's the guy you traded a 5th-round pick for. You can say, oh, we re-signed Heineke because how he played against the Bucs. I love Taylor Heineke. I love the story. But this fan base is really letting one play determine a performance in one game.
Say it for the people in the back. Say it for the people in the back. Say it for the people in the back.
New mic. Y'all gonna make me use it.
Yeah. Hey, debut of the mic too. First, is this your first event with the mic?
This is like the what was the show with Diddy, like the studio? This is high quality. He's like, I'm shutting the studio down. What was that show?
Y'all tell me in there. Y'all tell me in the comments.
He did a spinoff for it. He's like, I'm shutting the studio down. But this is like high quality.
Making the band?
Yes, making the band. This is high quality, like making the band quality mic here. I feel like you and me about to write the banger of the summer.
Dylon. No, Kyle.
Love Dave Chappelle. But I swear, like Kyle Allen, and I think he can do the same things Heineke can too. Like we talk about the mobility, like what separates Heineke. That's one thing Heineke can hang his hat on. He's more mobile than Fitzpatrick. 100% believe it. But I feel like he sometimes leans on his feet too much. He sometimes leaves a clean pocket. He does that little move where he just ducks under the whole line and it pops out on the other side of it. And he makes big plays, and sometimes it turns out. But like we saw that one pass to Hemingway when he was like double covered. That should have been a pick. And like if you do that in a game, people are gonna be like, all right, Heineke, like I can see why you were back up. So like by no means am I saying he played bad against the Bucs. He had a great game. Like that was one of the hypest games I can remember as a fan, especially recently.
Right.
But don't let that one play say, hey, this is the guy of the future. This is the guy to where he should come in and start if Fitzpatrick plays bad because of this magical moment. I mean, he threw 50. I think his completion percentage was 55, 54. And he threw the ball 45 times or something like that. So people are like, oh, we threw 300 yards. Without their top linebacker, who was, top 50 players in the league, and hands down like the captain of that defense. And I know it's one player, but still. And one thing that J.C. Campbell said on our podcast that I loved, he said the Buccaneers went into that game expecting a Alex Smith quarterback, and they got the complete opposite with Taylor
Exactly.
Heineke. It doesn't matter how long he's been playing, what he was ready for or not. The Bucs were not ready for that kind of quarterback, and it is completely different. Like when you're just practicing all week long and you're running drills for a certain kind of offense, and then a whole different offense comes out, you're adjusting mid-game. And he said as soon as teams start getting tapes on this guy and finding out things that he does like repeatedly, like I said, he sometimes leaves the pocket too early instead of just trusting it, standing strong in the pocket, and throwing it like Alex Smith would do all the time, which Fitzpatrick will do beautifully, by the way. He said teams will figure him out, and those things that he showed that he can do so well, it'll start to fall back to reality. So that one play was magical. You can play it as many times as you want. I loved it, but do not let that dictate what you think about him as a player and what he can do for the team.
Yeah. No, I think you're 110% correct right there, man. And that's what I talked to Manny during post game last week, and there's a lot in the word I used. The word of the day for Taylor Heineke's play was panic. There's a lot of panic. Like even when he scrambles, he doesn't look like he's protecting the ball. He leaves that ball out there. I mean, if that was my child, I would never want Taylor Heineke to babysit that baby because he'd be holding it out like that. I'm like, dude, you can't be holding it out like looking like Tiki Barber before they taught him not to fumble and everything. So
yeah, he was running with it one hand and then just fell out one play.
Yeah. I mean,
you can't have those kind of mistakes. And I get it. Like people are going to say, well, Fitzpatrick's going to throw the interceptions.
Yeah.
But still, as harsh as people are going to be on Fitzpatrick, I'm going to be as harsh on Taylor Heineke. And I'm going to talk good about Kyle Allen. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I like Kyle Allen's play.
No.
I like it. Roll him out.
I like him. Now, I will say he did cost us a Giants game for whatever people want to say. He did cost us that Giants game.
But for what it's worth, the Giants have had our number since before.
That's true. That's true. You're right.
I don't know what it is. We can't beat them.
No, we can't. It's vindication of Daniel Jones here. Brian Harden reading some of these comments here. He starts that tragic thing on the first 5 games in a row division team. I'm going to lose it. I'll lose it live on here. Y'all know that. Facts, Brian, get out of the system for division game. What's up, Merrill? How you doing? He is the president of the Gardner Minshew club right there. I'll ask you a question about Gardner Minshew here in a minute. He got the cannon, so we have to see how our corners hold up. What's up, PIMP? Oh, Montez, Spanish Jesus. He loves him. My boy Montez loves Steven Montez.
Free agent Jesus.
Crowd would go nuts if Heineke goes in during a home game. That's true.
He's going to be real quiet when he throws that pick.
Yep. And they're like, why do we have this guy? Salute Warpath. What's up, Washington diehard fan? Kyle Allen has no it factor. I'm going to stop on that here real quick. That's what I like about Kyle Allen is the fact that he doesn't have an it factor. He's just going to he's just going to throw the ball. Now, he may take a little bit. He may take some sacks. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest knock I've seen on him is that he will collect sacks. But that's about it. That is about it. The guy is boring. He go out there, just do his job. If you really think about it, he didn't have bad games. He had bad moments.
He actually had the most efficient game last year for any quarterback for Washington.
Against Dallas, wasn't it?
I want to say it was against the Giants, even though we lost. Like it wasn't solely on him like to start. It was either that one or it was Dallas, which worst defense in the league.
Yeah.
But what game was it when he ran that first down, that GIF that you love to use when he runs out of bounds? He looks at the camera.
Yeah.
That's a slight in fact. I'm telling you, like he can use his feet more than people realize. He can do some of the same things as Taylor Heineke. Don't give me this Taylor Heineke's Lamar Jackson kind of runner.
He is. He is. Haven't you seen him? He's wearing number 8, Josh. So he's got to be Lamar Jackson.
He's number 4. Taylor Heineke's half of a Kyle Allen.
He's the Jason Williams of football. What's up, Brad? How you doing, brother? Merrill wants to see Taylor with the first teams. Let's see. But it's like put Justin Fields over Dalton. We know who Kyle is. That's true. Because that's the dial-on comment right there. Hot fire. I spit hot fire.
Hot fire.
Taylor got the juice. Kyle is plain bag of upstate shit. Hey man, they cheap and they take. Hey, Utz, don't look. I love Eric, man. Eric, one of my boys. Don't bag on no Utz. I will eat Utz if they got the ruffles on them too, because that's what that gif is. That's what that gif is. That was Utz with ruffles on them. That's exactly what that gif was to him. Like first down.
Hey, put that on top of the cheeseburger too. Them ruffles, you slapping, boy.
I think we should go get Drew Lock. What's up, Hawk?
I'm cool with that.
I am too.
This is what blows my mind.
This is my question. I was going to ask you now. If you had the opportunity to go out and get Drew Lock, Gardner Minshew, who you making a call to?
Not Gardner Minshew. I don't think he's it at all. I think he's a solid backup for Jacksonville. I think Drew Lock has more potential than me. And, he made the mistakes last year, and honestly surprised me that he didn't beat out Teddy Bridgewater. Because what I told someone the other day on Twitter was, we know what you're getting with Teddy Bridgewater. And he's not bad. He's just not good. Like, he's not good enough to win games. I feel like he's maxed out. And I know he came back from the injury. Like, loved Teddy Bridgewater when he was at Louisville. But, like, I feel like you're not going to get much more with him. But I feel like with Drew Lock, I feel like there's more potential there that's just not unlocked yet. And he looked great in their first preseason game. Like, he was throwing bombs for Denver. You got Jerry Jeudy, you got Sutton, you got Noah Fant. Like, he's got some weapons, but some reason they went with Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know how long that'll last. But I just feel like Teddy Bridgewater's like the conservative, kind of safe pick. Not going to throw too many interceptions, but he's not going to put up like 350 yards and 3 touchdowns either. He puts up like those 2 touchdown, 1 interception, 215-yard game stat lines.
Yeah, and I mean, he puts on for a city. That's probably the best thing in the world when somebody mashed that up. Drew Lock, when he was doing that put on song. That's pretty funny. But I like Drew Lock coming out of college.
Yeah.
And I thought the numbers he put up in the SEC, I think he threw like 3 or 4 touchdowns against y'all. Granted, he lost, but he was throwing 3 or 4 touchdowns against Alabama. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why doesn't that lend credence to this guy getting another opportunity? I would take him in a minute, and I think you can get him for a bag of chips. And I think his injury concern was why he dropped so much in 2019. And if we're really talking about it, he's done more in that 2019 draft than I think Daniel Jones and Dwayne Haskins have. I think he's the second best quarterback in that draft and still is.
Yeah, I that's what I really wanted to see him start for Denver, to see more of what all is there. Because, now they don't know. And like you said, they probably will trade him for I'd say a 5th, maybe. It depends how late it is, maybe a 6th. But I would do that in a heartbeat. And I'm not saying he's the answer for a franchise quarterback. But good Lord, just see what you got with the guy. He can throw that thing. He's not afraid to sling that thing.
If Drew Lock can't hold a starting job where he is, why would we want him? Hey man, the dude's got talent, and I think we just alluded to that.
I feel like they traded a lot for Teddy Bridgewater too.
It's a panic move.
Yeah,
Fangio's is coaching for his job, and like you said, it's a conservative pick. And why go with something else when you're going to need to be sexy come week 3 or 4, and you're like, oh crap, this ain't really working.
Yeah,
you're gonna have Drew Lock in your back corner.
And if they started Drew Lock, they're gonna be like, well, then why did y'all go get Teddy Bridgewater for everything that you did? I don't remember. I think they traded for him, right? I forgot what all they traded for him, but
did they trade for him, or did Carolina cut him?
No, I think they did trade for him. Okay. But and that's the thing. If you start Drew Lock, it's gonna be like, well, Vic Fangio, why did you trade for him?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you go get 6 corners this draft that are all starting caliber? What all is going on here in Denver? So I feel like they really had to start Bridgewater, and I think it doesn't last the full season at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like the whole Dwayne situation. Coach didn't want him. Yeah, So bringing a guy who didn't want the offense versus two guys who do, by the way, is no better than Kyle. I don't know about that one.
I think Locke could be better. I think Locke's obviously better than Taylor Heineke, and people don't get mad at me for saying that, but he's better than Taylor Heineke by a lot.
I mean, it's the reason why Heineke had been in the league so long, and he finally latched on with somebody. So, I mean,
and he was a backup in the XFL.
Exactly. Yeah. Nick Fitzgerald and Te'amu were ahead of him. Where am I?
Te'amu, yeah.
Yeah, they were both there. So what's up? What's up? HT, we are. Don't be hating Heineke Hive here. It's it's Freddie Fitzmagic too up in there. What's up, Jay? How you doing? It's the preseason. What's going on, Juan Gotti? Okay, good with a sandwich and a beverage. They start because he got paid and traded. There you go. Fitz is only here to entertain us while we load up for a quarterback. Why not Taylor?
Because I feel like Fitz can win games. I don't necessarily know Taylor Heineke can win games down a stretch.
My thing is with him and Taylor Heineke, and we're gonna get off this subject after this. Taylor Heineke has never really made it through a start in the NFL. He got knocked out when he was the backup in Houston. For the guy, he got a concussion. For the guy who went out for a concussion, and the guy who he replaced had to come and replace him. And then when he was in Carolina, he got knocked out and was replaced by Kyle Allen. Because I think he replaced Kyle Allen, then Kyle Allen had to come in there and do it again. So that's the concern with Taylor Heineke. It's not hate. It's just empirical fact, evidence. That's all there is to it. But anyway, still talking about quarterbacks. Our former quarterback, number 7, not Joe Theismann, but the great Dwayne Dollar Strip Club Simba himself came out today and made a comment that Mike Tomlin, and I'm paraphrasing this, it's good to have a coach like Mike Tomlin pretty much because he gets scouting reports. They go over the scouting reports and everything, and he believes that's the first time that's ever happened to him. Do you think that's a knock at Washington? Do you really think that I think maybe Jay Gruden and Bill Callahan didn't give scouting reports, but I find it very hard. I find it very hard to believe that Urban Fake Heart Attack Meyer and Ron Rivera didn't give them scouting reports.
I think that is an easy excuse of why you suck so bad as a number 15 overall pick. He said, oh, well, I'm finally somewhere where I can succeed with Najee Harris, Juju Smith-Schuster, Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson. A loaded team, good defense, great organization. Hopefully I can succeed here. So let me find like a scapegoat of why I sucked in Washington. And if we don't have scouting guys, then, Jason hit me up. I'll gladly, do some scouting reports and talk to some players. But I call BS, especially with Ron and Scott Turner. Like, they're not new to the game, Dwayne. Like, I promise you. Now, Bill Callahan, half the time he probably didn't even know what he was doing on the field. He probably, was it third, second down? It's halftime.
Where's Dwayne at? Where's Dwayne at? It's the end of the game. Where's he at? He can't kneel. Oh, Lord. Case, go out there. Go out there and kneel for us.
But we have actual coaches here and an actual scouting department, and I call BS on that.
Yeah. I would, I didn't know this. Morgan Moses got released.
What?
Huh?
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way Morgan Moses got released.
If the Jets release you, hold on. I'm on Twitter now.
No, he ain't getting released yet. What you talking about?
He's injured, it says.
Yeah. Oh well. Go figure. But yeah, Dollar Wayne there. And I like how you dropped the team president there. We know Josh will be in the skybox with Jason or this season multiple times.
Hold on now.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to drop that now.
Look, me and Jason go way back since the draft in Cleveland. It was pouring down rain, about 25 degrees in Cleveland. Miserable city. It's gorgeous, but good God, it sucked. I sent Jason a picture on Twitter. I said, I know you're up there in the suites in the Brown Stadium. He laughed. He said, yeah, you can't come up, though. So I was out there in the rain, Jason. He owes me, so maybe he can get me the FedEx. The FedEx suites with all that good new food, that catfish. And
That was some good food up there Friday Night Football, man. I ain't gonna lie. But somebody who won't be able to access the suites this year is Steve Sims, as he got cut on Monday. And I think a lot of us knew this was coming. He signs with Buffalo. And the one thing I noticed about him, it's always this thing, two things. There's a reason why he was undrafted. Speed with no skill is nothing. You can't just be fast and not do anything else. Opportune time. I think about the Giants game in 2019 when he had those 2 touchdowns. I think about against New England. I think about Detroit where he scored those touchdowns. I think he scored touchdowns like 4 different ways that season.
Kick return, punt return, caught one and ran one.
Yeah. So, I mean, and he replaced a great punt returner in Trey Quinn. But talk about Steve. I'm not petty. Y'all know this. Talk about Steve Sims. Were you surprised, or you knew this was coming?
I mean, I knew it was coming. Was I surprised that other guys didn't get cut first? Maybe. I'd say that's more surprising that he got cut when he did. But that's good because cutting him now allows him time to sign with a team like the Bills. Who, by the way, one of my buddies at work, diehard Bills fan. So, of course, I was talking to him about that today. And, I think he's going to be a good insurance policy for Cole Beasley. Beasley. Mr. Vaccination himself.
Are you saying he's passing up shots like Ben Simmons?
Oh, yeah. Cole Beasley. I think one of their wide receivers just got hurt, too. So, he might be, 3rd slot receiver. He might not even make the team. But I think they're bringing him in. I think he fits in well with what they want to do on that team. So, yes, he was good, but I think it's another case of same with Kelvin Harmon fans being like, oh, well, he showed us he could be good. Okay, but he showed us he could be the leading muff punter returner in the league and drop a lot of passes, which is why he's catching 200 passes a day. I'm going to start throwing bricks at him like Jerry Rice used to do.
Oh, no.
And he'd probably be dropping those too, but I like the guy. I liked his game. I tweeted it. That play against New England, my God, I got up out of my couch. I lost it because I was like, we're going to beat the Patriots. And it didn't last long.
Yeah, that was the only score we had today. I think it was 34. It was 34-7.
Yeah. Bill Belichick was mad after that run.
Colt McCoy was going to lead us to victory.
But it was one of the more exciting plays. And it was being that first score of the game. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think we were going to score him. So to me, I think what was it, JP's podcast? I always do a hat tip. To me, he gets a hat tip. That's it. If that.
Thank you, sir. I'm still mad at him because he didn't give me an autograph when we were behind. When we were at Redskins post-game live that time. And so, but, we can.
Hey, we play at Buffalo.
We do.
Revenge game. Steven Sims revenge game. Calling it.
It might be if he makes a team.
2 catches, 12 yards.
But, and then Washington released 4 dudes that I think they might be working with you now.
That's my tech guy.
Yeah. Oh, oh Lord, Let's Talk Washington. Shout out to Steve and the guys.
I gotta pull the list up. I have never heard of these cats. If you put a gun in my head and said what position does so and so play?
John Tooth.
Okay, he's probably gonna be a dentist next.
What position did he play?
Sounds like a big. He's got to be on the offensive line because we got 30 offensive line.
What spot on the offensive line?
Tackle.
He was a center.
Oh,
Jordan. I think Jordan. Yeah, Jordan Brown.
Jordan Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. God, I've literally never heard of him before. I
know this is fun. This is a fun game.
Guard.
Said defensive tackle. I may have wrote that down wrong, but I said defensive tackle.
You're probably right.
Rick Leonard.
Where's he been?
Who knows? He's probably eating in the suites with us all that Friday night. So
I ain't played with that guy. He's like, all right, what's your name?
Rick Leonard.
Rick Leonard. He was a guitarist back in the 70s. Leonard Skinner. What position he played?
Oh,
Rick Leonard. That's a big dude. That sounds like a big dude.
uh-huh.
I'm going to say tackle.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, offensive tackle.
Yeah, I'm going to just keep guessing offensive line.
Okay, Justin Phillips. This is the only one I knew.
Yeah, because he actually had a really good game against the Patriots. He's a linebacker, number 45.
There we go. So we go
I like this game.
We go 1 for 4.
I think he was the leading tackler that game. Like, say what you want. He was making some stops. I told people, they're like, oh, you're full of, like, he's going to land on a little squad and try to fight for it. I know he's been cut like twice, but still.
What's up, Godson 02? So we still talk about wide receivers, though, and now we go to the situation of airing grievances. NFL Top 100 came out, and this is voted on the players, by the players, for the players. And the players voted that Cole Beasley, Corey Davis deserve a place in the Top 100. Although I'm missing somebody. Cole Beasley was up in there. Who am I missing, Joe?
Corey Davis was the other wide receiver.
But who am I missing who should have been on there? Who am I missing? Damn, 17. He wears 17. Where the hell? Oh,
did he have over 1,000 yards with like 17 quarterbacks?
Yeah. He had more 20 plays of 20 plus yards and 40 plus yards than DeAndre Hopkins. Still couldn't make it on there. I think Terry McLaurin. How in the hell?
I was gonna say Steven Sims.
I said pass plays, not drops. Not drops.
Negative yards and kick returns.
Did not cost games against Carolina in a playoff clinching game. No. But Terry McLaurin, how in the hell does he not make it on this list?
I think the only real answer is I have no clue.
Right.
I don't think anyone does. I guarantee if you do that top 100 list right now, ain't nobody putting Cole Beasley on there. Everybody hates Cole Beasley right now. That list had to have been back in like the week after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was during the season.
It had to have been right at the end of the season. Because ain't nobody putting Cole Beasley on the top 300 right now because of all that nonsense he talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Davis, love his game. Is he better than Terry McLaurin?
No.
Absolutely not. He had one great breakout season, and now he's with the Jets. He'll be a great weapon for Zach Wilson. But Terry McLaurin is doing things that wide receivers shouldn't do with the quality of quarterbacks that he's had.
You.
Dwayne Haskins, Case Keenum, Alex Smith, Kyle Allen, Taylor Heineke, like say what you want, but like terrible. Like you should not be putting up over 1,000 yards with that play, especially Alex Smith. Like say what you want about it, but by no means was he stretching the field. The only thing he was stretching was his legs before the game. He was not pushing that ball down the field. So the fact that Terry McLaurin and what he does so well is those slants. Like that, I think he did it twice against Eagles. Those slants where he'll just run up the middle, break 3-4 tackles, just split defenders, and just take it to the house. That's what he does so well. I think the league respects Terry. And like he's like what? I think he's like number 12 in Madden. Like say what you want about Madden, but he's like an 86, something like that. He's pretty high rating. But I will say his biggest fan besides us is Chad Ochocinco. Ochocinco can talk about Terry McLaurin all day long. He's talked about him on Twitter all the time. He's done videos on him. He does that one podcast, like We Are Athlete. Talks about Terry all the time. Says he's one of the best route runners in the game. Like he just loves everything he's been doing. You know, he's been working with Doug Baldwin this offseason to perfect his route running. And it looks so much better. I don't know if it's possible to say he's going to have a breakout year because, like I said, he's already gone over 1,000 yards. Like, what does a breakout season look like?
Right.
And you add Curtis Samuel. You add De'Ami Brown. You have Adam Humphries. You know, you have Logan Thomas. You have Antonio Gibson. You have J.D. McKissick. You have all these targets. And I'm telling you, he's still going to go over 1,000 yards easy. I think he can eclipse 1,200.
Hey, I think I think 1,500 with that extra game is in his is in his
Good
wheelhouse.
point. Add an extra game. And playing the Cowboys twice certainly helps him
right. I think that I think you add that into his wheelhouse. And, Eric makes a good point. He needs a statement game, which I think needs to be nationally televised, kind of what Eric alluded to here just a second ago.
Statement game against my guy, and Lord forgive me, Trayvon Diggs, love him to death.
Yeah.
Shout out to your brother Stephon. But Lord, I think that was a great. I mean, just being able to dog a guy like that and be like, I'm going to beat you on this route, and he did it all game long. I think that was a game where, because you have all these bandwagon fans watching. Yep. The Russell Westbrook. You have all these people watching the Cowboys. Like, that was a national televised game. People are like, oh my God, this Terry boy done sent Trayvon Diggs to the gulag. Like, that was terrible. So,
and my thing is that Thanksgiving game, I think his biggest play wasn't even on offense. It was the fact that when Alex threw that interception and he basically stopped, he saved Washington 7 points there. That could have turned the tide of the game, and the defense left them 3. So technically you save a net gain of 4 points right there. I think that that should have been his coming out game, but he didn't get in the end zone. He did have 4 touchdowns last year. A lot of folks don't. They're like, oh, you guys didn't touchdowns. But
it's like sacks with Chase Young. Like,
exactly.
You don't have to be sacks to be balling. Like
Kevin Sheehan said this about Chase Young, and I said that, and I liken it to the same thing with Terry too. He got mad because Chase wasn't there at minicamp, right? He wasn't at voluntary minicamp. Voluntary, keyword being voluntary. And I told him, I said, look at this. And I say this all the time, so everybody hears this. I said, Kevin, nobody else is commanding triple teams. Nobody else commands triple teams. This guy is doing. Imagine if Terry had a single quarterback. I'm going to read off the quarterbacks that he's caught a pass from. Case Keenum, garbage. Colt McCoy, garbage. Dwayne Haskins, garbage. Alex Smith, bum leg. Kyle Allen, slightly below average to below average, right? Taylor Heineke, panic. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Out of the quarterbacks that we have in the league right now,
the best is yet to come.
The best is right now. Right now is Ryan Fitzpatrick. And we've seen that.
I think he's going to put up the biggest numbers. Even adding the weapons with Yami Brown and Curtis Samuel, people in fantasy like, oh man, that's going to hurt Terry. Absolutely not. It's going to draw the attention to the other side of the field because you have to. And Terry going to be one-on-one, and y'all have to just pray that safety help comes in because he's going to be cooking. Yep. Breakout season coming.
Diami Brown on the opposite side, most likely if Curtis Samuel can't go. My God. That's like saying
to the slot. Good Lord.
Thunder, lightning, boom, boom. That's just how you going. That's what you're going to pick come this season. And we talk about this wide receiver room, and we're done complaining about Terry. NFL, y'all messed up on that one. I think they're in the bid with PFF. I like PFF, but I think you look kind of. Cole Beasley and Corey Davis both had higher ratings on PFF than Terry McLaurin. So
Cole Beasley had a great year too.
Yeah, he did.
I'm not sit here and say he had a bad. He was good, but he's by no means a better wide receiver than Terry McLaurin.
Oh, I know. No, I agree with you 110%. Maybe a better rapper, and that's not saying much, but he's got I think Cole Beasley has a rap album on iTunes right now. So
him versus Tim Settle. Let's do it.
Yeah, they called it a shot in the arm or mask up or something like that. Or I don't.
It was called I Know My Rights.
Yeah. They called it FDA Free the Album. So anyway,
we're going to hell. This album is FDA approved.
Yeah. But anyway, we talk about the wide receivers here, man. And this wide receiver, I think this is probably going to be the hardest room to guess at the end of cuts next week. Give me your, let's say 6 as a gentleman's number there. Give me your 6 wide receivers that make it here.
I can only pick 6. So obviously, like you said, Terry, Curtis, Diami, Humphreys is a lock, so that's 4.
You think Humphreys is a lock? Okay.
Oh yeah, he is a lock. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially with Fitz. Like if it was another quarterback, maybe not. But Fitzpatrick absolutely loves Humphreys because of their time in Tampa Bay. Gosh, so that's 4. Cam Sims to me has to be a lock. That's 5. And honestly, this is gonna be crazy. I'd keep Dax Milne.
I don't think that's crazy.
He would be my 6. Like I love AGG, but you have Terry,
it's not crazy.
Diami, Cam Sims, who can all play outside big guys. We don't need 4 big guys and 2, potential slot guys.
That's not crazy. I like that. I don't know if your boy Cam Sims is a lock though.
I think he is. I think his season last year, he showed that little extra weapon with the yak yards, especially against the Steelers.
Yeah, he showed that. He showed his.
He was sliding across the 50. I was like, "Who's this?"
He showed his Steve Sims ability too by fumbling balls too hard to catch. So
the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Let me ask you this, because I was debating somebody about this in Cam Sims. Why could he never scratch the surface at Alabama? Like his numbers. He was hurt all the time.
All the time. Okay. I remember watching him at the Under Armour All-American game before he even came to Alabama. And he was hurt in high school. Like I want to say in high school, he broke his arm or something. Everyone's like, oh, God. Like everyone knew how good he was about to be, but he had so many injuries at Alabama. And then, it's Alabama.
Yeah.
So, we didn't push out Jerry Jeudy, Julio Jones, Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, Ruggs, so on. Hall of Fame class wide receivers.
Robert Foster.
Robert ate at Alabama too. Like he was like a good deep threat for us. And there were so many wide receivers. Even ones that didn't really make it into the league. Like Norwood, my guy Kenny Bell. Like there's so many wide receivers. I can't remember what year exactly Cam Sims was there, but he was the guy where it's just like, man, injuries killed any chance he had. And then once he was healthy, it's like you're not beating out those guys. Like you're not gonna say, hey, yeah, we know he's gonna be a first rounder, but let's put you out there. You're a 5-star. We have to see what you got. It just didn't work out for him. And even in Washington, having injuries looks great in preseason. What was that game against the Jets? I want to say it was.
Yeah, it was Jets. Yep.
Really go, okay, here comes Cam, and then boom, hurt.
Boom.
Foot, leg, neck, all. Feel like I was playing Operation. Like I was just like, man, Cam, we got to put him in one of them bubble balls and let him just run his routes. But if he stays healthy, like I said, I saw something out of Cam I've never seen before, and that was his yak ability. Because it's just always like, Cam, go up and get it and get down, ball.
Yep.
Because he's a big dude. But he was gliding last year. I was like, okay, Cam.
And he's a big kid. He is a big kid. Don't lie.
You see him in person, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's a big boy. But yeah, so it seems like he had issues with his neck, his back, and his anxiety attack. That's what we'll call it. Yeah. We ain't go. I ain't trying to get sued here. And I noticed you left DeAndre Carter off there, and I think you might be under the same thought process I am in this. The emergence of Jared Patterson has pretty much nullified his opportunity, I think, to make this roster, barring injury or anything like that. Yeah. But as far as you're concerned, how many running backs are going to make this roster come final cut? So we're going to have 3, we're going to have 4, and who are they going to be?
I think we're going to have 4, and I'm not going to lie. I don't want that. I want 3. Because Antonio Gibson, obviously J.D. McKissick, and I think Jared Patterson should get that 3rd. Because I could see him like taking on more of like a J.D. McKissick role. Like we see him catching passes now. We see him as like that shifty Darren Sproles-esque guy, like is what Zach Selby kind of compared him to. And Antonio Gibson showed us so far from what I've seen this preseason, he is a 3-down back. It's not like a 3rd and 2. We know Peyton Barber's coming. Can he still come in and get those 2 yards? Whatever. I don't think Peyton Barber should have a spot on his team, because if Antonio Gibson shows me he can do that, then why do we even need Peyton Barber? Put in
Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson showed you he couldn't do it. Put your bias away for here. I can't stand Auburn either. But Peyton Barber, man, old Captain Attaboy.
Roll damn tide and Peyton Barber. No, I think Antonio Gibson, because it was only his first season as a running back, but he's still learning. Go back and watch the first 2 preseason games. He showed short yardage against the Bengals. I tweeted out. I said, "Okay, it looks like Antonio Gibson's finally coming to that 3-down back role." I think we're going to see more of it. Like I said, his second year as a running back, and if something happens, then good Lord, go sign Adrian Peterson or half of the other free agents out there. They're better than Peyton Barber. Like, am I wrong? If you cut Peyton Barber, you have 3. Say, God forbid, Antonio Gibson goes down. All right, give me Le'Veon Bell. I don't care.
Todd Gurley.
Yeah, Todd Gurley. I don't care. TJ Yeldon. Like, I can go on and on. There's so many free agent running backs right now. Just pick another one. They're better than Peyton Barber.
Okay.
I'm better than Peyton Barber. Nah, let me stop.
Oh, okay. Y'all heard it here. Let's get you up in the drill. We'll get you up in the drill.
I had too much baby in me.
Oklahoma drills here. Tight ends, man. I think Sammis Reyes, he's showing that he can block, that he can block and everything. They've put Ricky Seals-Jones at fullback a couple of times. I think the only locks right now at tight end are going to be my man, the official Logan Thomas, the official 82, and my boy Norman Bates' grandson, John Bates. So how many tight ends do you see making this roster, the final 53?
I could see 3. And I love Sammis Reyes, but I think there's still so much more to learn. Like, he's just getting started. And it's not a knock on him. He's never played football before. And, like, preseason, he showed some flashes, but I think it's going to be completely different in a regular season game, full speed. I mean, the ball's coming out, and he's like, oh, shoot, here it comes. Like, got to go. Like, it's just so much happening. It's a bang-bang plays across the board. Not saying Hemingway showed me anything to be like, oh, he's clearly better than Sammis Reyes. He hasn't showed me nothing either. I think Logan Thomas and Bates are clearly the 2 locks. But I could see a guy like Seals-Jones, that vet, coming in as like the tight end 3, and then I think you can still practice squad Sammis Reyes, right?
Yeah, you can.
So, will someone take him? Who knows?
If they do, they do. That's my thing on that.
Once again, fans, do not get too emotionally attached to it. But
yeah, Jags. Yep. That's all you got to do. Jags. It's a good show. Old people watch it all the time on USA. Let's flip to the defensive side of the ball, the linebacker spot, which has been abysmal at times. But David Mayo, who I thought was really impressive against Cincinnati, can he make a push for this roster? I think you probably got 3 there that are locks, and maybe you might bring 2 more on there. I think John Bostic is a lock for this roster too. So
he is. And I've been saying he's such a liability.
I saw that eye roll.
I love Bostic. He's that vet. I get it. But he's such a liability in coverage, and we see that. But even in the run game, he is. Like, he runs past. You can overdo it as a linebacker. And he did that, I want to say, against was it the Bengals or the Patriots? I can't remember what game it was. But he had 3 guys. Like, he ran past the running back. Instead of sitting, being patient, letting the play come to him, he ran past the running back, and he looks, he's like, oh, shoot, I totally missed that gap. And then it's like a game 6. So, Khalid Hudson, Lord Jesus, I'm praying you take that leap right now to where you can be that will linebacker, and Jamin Davis just thrives as that middle linebacker spot. But I think Mayo is a lock too. Got him over from the Giants. He was a free agent. He's been in the league for a little while. He's a good tackler. I feel like he fits in well to what we do with our linebackers. So I think he makes the team. Like I said, Justin Phillips getting cut kind of showed the way for these linebackers, kind of shape things up a little bit. So like I said, Khalid Hudson, Jamin Davis, Bostic, Cole Holcomb, David Mayo. I'm cool with that. I don't see any other linebacker. I'm like, oh, we need to keep him. So I think Mayo makes it.
Who's getting number 3 at tight end? I think I say Ricky Seals-Jones as well, because he's been showcased at fullback too. So he shows that
Seals-Jones.
position flex, as Ron alludes to all the time.
I just put the vet sticker on him and said that's the only reason he's making, because he's been in the league for a while.
Position flex. I mean, hey man, you look at Ron let a lot of these youngins play. I mean, Sean Davis was let go, and he was a veteran that they thought he might be able to show something, but they're like, nah, we signed you free agency. We'll send you back up to Pittsburgh. What's up, Manny? My boy Manny up in the house for sure. What's up, brother? Last one. Defensive backs. So I guess we'll do a combination of corners and safeties there. Give me your corners.
Corners. I'm going to go. I feel like this is actually easier. Fuller.
Yep.
Obviously. William Jackson. St. Juice. Jimmy Warren.
Oh,
like that's all you need. I feel like that's all you need.
You want 4?
4.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe Danny Johnson. But and the thing is, you have to remember, you have guys who play safety that can play quarter too.
Bobby McCain.
You have guys that play corner that can play safety. So up in safety, I would have Landon Collins, Cam Curl, Jeremy Reeves. I don't think Everett makes a team. I think he's the vet cut this year.
Really?
I think so. I think Ron likes Jeremy Reeves too much. And he's hurt anyways. What are you going to do for us if you hurt?
Yeah,
I don't care if you're a special teams captain.
It's true. He's still trying to pay.
Captain Crunch, it don't matter to me. If you hurt, it ain't doing nothing.
He's still trying to pay his fine off the time he knocked Darren Sproles' block off. That was not a dirty hit. I will say he was just going in motion there. But I think I like that. I think McCain. I like McCain there
because he's 4 safeties, and I put McCain under as a safety.
Yeah, and I think Derek Forrest. I think he'll get on the practice squad because I think he may have hurt himself with that helmet to helmet at the goal line.
That was so clean. I feel like that was a perfect play.
I thought they.
It was shoulder, man. What are you supposed to do as a DB? Just run me over. Come on in the end zone.
Sometimes you gotta sell it though. You know that you gotta sell it.
With your butt,
pretty much twerking, tackle to twerks.
Call it butt fumble.
Yeah. Shout out to my cousin Mark Sanchez. We gonna leave him alone there. But y'all, if y'all got it, we got a few more minutes here, and I will give you this because we found out that we are kindred spirits in this situation. This has nothing to do with football, but I have said for the longest time, Anna will testify to it. Yes, Doctor Strange is the best Marvel movie. I wasn't a Benedict Cumberbatch fan until I watched
Hell of a Grinch.
Yes, I'm
a Jim Carrey guy. Hell of a Grinch.
He was superb in that. The whole storyline. Don't at me at this. I will take that movie over the field. You give me you can give the field.
I will say obviously you have to roll out the Avengers movies. We're talking solo films. Endgame, Infinity Wars, Civil War, all that. It is what it is. Obviously, that's the best movies ever made. Solo films. I'm taking Doctor Strange. I watched it again yesterday.
Yes. Do I need to go? What? Damn, I wanted to go. Well, let's
look
go
at this story. Arrogant bachelor, number 1 surgeon, picking his patients.
My hands, magic hand.
Van Gogh of surgery. Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange.
Then he had a bald lady teaching him how to find inner peace.
Then they sent him up to the Alps, up in the mountains. No cell phone signal, no Audi A8, nothing. He went from top of the world to rock bottom. He's just learning. He had to humble himself. He had to change his whole way of life. And then his hands became an even bigger weapon. Yep. I'm just saying this. This is going to get people mad. Who saved the world from Thanos? Iron Man? No. It was Doctor Strange. He was the only one that knew the one possible way out of the millions and millions of possibilities.
Thank you.
That this could have went. He sent Hulk to get the time stone back. He sent everywhere it was supposed to be. He knew exactly what had to happen.
Hello?
He saved the world. I'm here today because Doctor Strange Save me from Thanos.
Well, with that, I'm Core. This has been on the Warpath.
Look, Iron Man was just a chess piece, and Doctor Strange, he knew what had to happen. He said, and he looked at Iron Man. He said, "I wish you knew. You got to go, son." And he did.
Yeah.
And he knew exactly what had to happen. The arms coming out, man. Doctor Strange. Who was the one guy that took on the new Avengers in the comic books back in like 2012? They all got brainwashed. I'm talking Captain America, she, Spider-Woman, Spider-Man, Vision, Hawkeye. Who else is the new Avengers? There's like 12 of them. It's loaded. It's literally everybody. Doctor Strange took on all like 10 to 12 by himself, beat them all single-handedly, and then took the spell off of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Only other dude that was beating guys like that was Cable when he went and just killed everybody back in time travel. He was like, Iron Man, boom, Thor, boom. He was shooting everybody. Doctor Strange is that dude too, and he don't need no guns. He was just done, shield. I mean, and this is another little thing. Most iconic scene in Endgame was when everybody came out the little time circles up when they were all coming back.
And who initiated it?
Who did that? Doctor Strange.
There you go. Come on, man.
Lightning bolt all them people to come through there. Doctor Strange said, "I got everybody coming.
I got y'all."
He brought everybody to the fight.
He brought everybody to the cookout. There we go. That's it. He brought everybody to the. He even brought Black Panther to the cookout. That's what he did. He brought T'Challa and all them bald women to the cookout. So even.
I just say respect Doctor Strange.
That's right.
If it wasn't for him, there'd be no more Marvel movies. So when you go see Spider-Man in December and you're watching Shang-Chi next month, you can thank Doctor Strange, because without him, Ant-Man would still be locked in the quantum realm. Yeah, Lord knows what would be going on right now.
That's true. Yeah, hey, this is a fact. This is true, 110% fact. But Josh, one more question for you: blue cheese or ranch?
Oh my! I hate blue cheese. Get
that, my man.
That's disgusting. That tastes like some old left out ranch is what blue cheese is.
That's exactly what it tastes like.
Thick, nasty, spoiled milk ranch is what blue cheese is.
That's right. And Manny, yes, Doctor Strange, brother. But Josh, it's been a pleasure, man. What do you have coming up next? You alluded to it, but tell the folks what you got coming up next, where they can find you.
Yep, find me on Twitter at Josh Taylor, WFT for Washington Football Team. Like I said, doing the podcast for Believe. Got 2 podcasts I'm doing. I got 2 shows tomorrow night. Looking forward to it. So Breaking Our Podcast, obviously talking about Washington. We've always got things cooking up. Me and Brian Murphy from Atlanta, Georgia. Looking forward to going to games, man. Just talking to everybody and just bringing the content. And then obviously if you're a college football fan, follow College Football Unfiltered, CFB Unfiltered. We've been putting up big shows. First 2 shows hit over 1,000 views on YouTube in less than like 20 hours, partnering with 365 Sports Network. So if you love college football, check out 365 Sports on YouTube and check out all of our shows. Got another banger tomorrow when we talk about why the alliance of the ACC, Big Ten, and Pac-12 is a bunch of cahoot. Even though I know you're a Tech fan, right?
No, I ain't know. No. God, no. I get paid by the University in Charlottesville. It's a business decision. Wow. Yeah, I get paid by them, so I can't.
Ralph Simpson and the White Spot. Great place for burgers. But, man, I'm excited. It's football season, and we are so close. We're going to be at the tailgates. We're going to be partying before the games. We're going to be partying during the games, Corey. I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody just keep talking about football.
That's what I'm saying, too, brother. I'll see you. Will you be there Thursday night for the Giants?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll be there.
Oh,
we're going to be up in
every home game. I'm going to every home game.
He's going to be at every home game. Y'all go check him out and check out what Josh is doing over some great stuff. Hardest working man in the pot. One of the hardest working men, because I don't want nobody to come and shoot me later. But I appreciate you. We love y'all 3,000. As always, slap a table. Keep that same damn energy. While last Sebastian's together, I'm Sanchez 405 with my man, Josh Taylor. Dr. Josh Taylor. What's up, Toothpick? We coming on there. All that stuff with the fingers and everything. But that sounded bad. But anyway, love, peace, and hail. Till the next time. We out, y'all. We out.